Good morning, Stronger for Longer lot. Okay, so I was going to do about 20-25 minutes with you, and we're just going to move the water out of the way, and we are going to focus on some muscles today, of course. We're going to focus on your outer thigh muscles, weight shifting, and we're going to focus on your arms as well. So let's come up into standing, shall we? So let's take ourselves forwards in the chair. Let's bring our heels back, feet hip width apart, and power up into standing. Taking a pedal on the spot. So about 20 seconds, getting that toe to heel circulation through the body. Keep a steady breath. I'm going to take a walk round the back of my chair. So I'm going to slowly turn and take a steady walk round to the back of my chair to see if I need it for support. And then I'm going to come into my pedal. But before I do, let's think about my feet placement. So I've got my feet hip width apart. I've got the gap between my ribs and my hips, tummy muscles in, and I'm lifting up from the waist. So all of these muscles here are working. And here I go for my toe heel. That's it. And the arms are relaxed. Palm is taking a gentle swing now. So I'm going to see how I feel with that gentle swing. Elbow into the side as I pedal. I'm thinking about my foot clearance, all the foot to heel. Now, it might be that we're feeling a little bit more stiffer this morning, so sometimes we need to awaken those muscles a little bit more. And so things like getting the heels more activated helps, getting the circulation, getting that blood pumping around the body, getting the feet going, and also using your arm muscles as well. So when you live with perhaps heart failure or an enlarged heart, when you use your arms, it's a smaller muscle mass. It takes more oxygen to get through to your body. And if you do single arm movements, it's less tiring than using both arms, go figures, doesn't it? So I'm going to take the feet a little bit wider. And then I soften my knees and I make sure that my bottom's slightly tucked in, so pelvis is protected. And I'm just going to swing the arm. The elbow wants to go back, the arm wants to go forwards, and I'm going to try not to raise that shoulder. So the shoulder wants to go down. Good. And then I'm coming back into that pedal, feet hip width apart again. And then I'm going to come over to the other side. So I'm going to work through that other arm, toe to ball of foot to heel. And into that arm swing, shoulder back and down, lifting up the feet. Keeping that breath steady. And then I'm going to come into a push. So I'm going to push the arm forwards and I'm going to take the arm out to the side. If with a pacemaker, we've got to be careful about overstretching the chest. So you might just come a little bit down. So pushing forwards, pushing out. And then I'm going to come to the other side if I need that chair. Back into the pedal, in the way of that sun, pushing forwards and then pushing out. So loosening up our shoulders and our arms is very important because your breathing is from something in your neck and it begins with a C and I can't remember what it's called. But it basically, your accessory muscle for breathing is in your neck. And so if we work all the shoulders and the arms, the neck is a little bit more free to move and that helps with our breathing. So now we're going to take ourselves into feet going a little bit wider. Lovely. And we're going to talk about our head turns. So your head turns is a fundamental movement of your warm-up, but you would never do the head turn if you felt a little bit unsteady. So you would do perhaps some shoulders to release the tension in your neck, but you wouldn't be doing your head turns. But if you feel comfortable, we're going to get the feet a little bit wider. Okay, so secure our position. Now, when you do those head turns, you've got to squeeze your toes all the time. So try to get your toes going or a little bit of a walk. And then we're going to turn our head Keep a steady breath, come back to the centre, and then turn to the other side. Keeping the shoulders down, come back to the centre, and then turning to the side, and then coming back to the centre, and then turning to the side, and coming back to the centre. Then we're going to come back in for that pedal. Lovely. And then we're moving on to a trunk movement. So I'll use the chair for support. So we've got that chair. We're going to get the feet a little bit wider, and I'm going to turn my hand across my body, shoulders back and down, and turn the chest, and then coming back into that pause, back to the centre. And the hips are facing forwards. And now you're going to shout out what you do for this movement. So for this movement, I looked at some sheep over the weekend, and I could be saying hello to the sheep. Or I could be just helping to mobilise that lower back, helping with the trunk movements, anything with turning, reversing, looking over my shoulder, anything where I've got to use that body to turn, so I don't have to turn the whole hips. Next up, we're going to be doing the lower back mobiliser. So I'm going to turn my chair, hand comes on the hip, eye line forwards. If you need to hold on, and we're going to lift up that chest. So this top part of the chest lifts, and then it lowers. And I keep my breath steady again. It's all about wiggling those toes in the shoes. Or again, just sort of taking a little bit of shift of your weight. And release. So the magic number 5, we're going to come into the ankle mobilisers. So the outside leg, the toe points down, flex up the heel in the same spot. That's it. Toe comes down and heel comes up. And then we're short pedal, and we're going to come over to the other side. So outside leg, toe come down, heel come flex up. Good. We're going to do those couple more. And last one, and taking that pedal on the spot. Good. Okay, so now we're going to do our rewarm. We're going to start with, what should we start with this morning? I think we should start with our shifts. So when we're shifting our weights, we want to do it through our legs mainly. So the feet are going to come a bit wider, shoulder width apart. And we're going to shift the weight from side to side. So we want the bottom to go back. We want to keep the trunk in line. And what we're really doing is we're just really feeling we might be a bit stronger in one side. We're thinking about shifting. I'm going to do a couple more. Lovely. And one more. Good. And then coming back into our steps in position. Lovely. So a rewarm looks anything like anything where we're using the ankles. So I'm just going to do a half step. Okay, so holding on, feet hip width apart, half step forwards, keep that back leg straight, push back off the ball of the foot. Coming down with that foot forwards, coming back. And then adding a little bit more if you want to. So if you've got the energy to, you can add your push to the side. Lovely. As long as we keep ourselves moving, that's the main aim. Then we're going to change over legs. So if I need my chair, or if I don't, or if I do, I'll come over to the other side. Outside leg, feet hip width apart. So forwards push, make sure the knee doesn't go to the toe, and then push back. And then you can take the arm out to the side if you want to. And we'll go for 3 more. Good. 2 more. Last one. And 1 more. And taking that pedal on the spot. Lovely. So next up, I'm going to take myself into our walk forward. So I don't know if you remember this, but we did our heel, and we came back toe. So I can use that chair to stay on if I need to. Coming forwards and then back. Forwards and then back. And then I'm going to take myself over to the other side into side step, and I'm coming forwards, heel, toe back. And then you can make it harder if you want to. You know, we were doing a little jab forwards where we're using one arm, bringing the elbow back in, and we're going to go for one more. Lovely, and into that short pedal on the spot. So you might start to feel it a little bit in the legs now. We've done a few sort of front thigh heavy legs bits. So what we'll do is we know we're warmer. We're going to have a break. We're going to do our resistance and then our cardio. So we're going to start with major muscles. So our big arm muscles. If you need the support, take a seat. If you don't, stand up. So hands are going to come underneath the band. We want them placed together. We're going to aim for 2 lots of 6. So we want to keep the feet hip width apart, knees soft, shoulders down. We're going to pull. We're going to drive back towards the tummy. And then we're going to slowly come back and release. So as we exhale, we're going to drive back. And then we're going to come forwards and release. We're going to drive back and exhale. And we're going to come forwards and release. And we're going to do one more. Good. And take that short pedal on the spot. We're going to go for another 6. So when you're doing your bands, work out, you're thinking about the range of movement, how far it's coming back. You're thinking the rate, when it goes slower, you build up muscle. And you think about what muscle you're using. So your back of your shoulders, your upper back, for posture, for pulling. And I'm just going to name a few things like I did in Ready Steady Walk. So making sure we're exhaling, driving the elbows back. I'm going to name a few things. Getting dressed, putting my trousers on. Hard, that's an ADL, an active daily living. Something hard I do is probably carrying the shopping. Is probably lifting something out of the oven. So that's another active daily living. So an active daily living is something that you do indoors, maybe outdoors, that you just do it without thinking about it. A physical movement is where you're judging the load that you're lifting. So a physical movement is where I'm lifting those bags out the shopping centre. But training that back helps us stand more upright, and it's so, so important. So I'm going to keep that pedaling going. And then I'm going to think about shifting my weight. So you've got your weight shift here. So let's talk about weight shifting. Feet go wide, you're stabilising your pelvis for weight shifting. You're doing your toe to heel movement, yeah? So you're getting used to loading the legs, knees not coming over toes, and the bottom's going back. Keeping that steady breath. So what if I was to take it to the next level from here? Then I would take my foot in, I would come down, toe heel, and I would shift. I'd take my foot in, I'd come down, and I'd shift. But then I need to shift to the other side. So toe heel comes down, step in, I need to shift to the other side. How could I build this up a little bit more? Well, I could do a bit more of a step. So now if I'm ready to lift my leg up, I could step over. I could step over here, as might not need that support. I come back into that step. I come over into that step. I'm shifting my weight. I'm training each side of my body, each side of my leg to get a little bit stronger. So it counters out any muscle imbalances. But I'm still thinking of that chair here if I need it for support. I've got one more to do. Nice work. And I've got last one here. Good, coming in and back into that pedal. Wonderful. Lovely. Let's do those. What should we do today? I think what would be a good one is doing your back of thigh strengthener. Okay, so I'm going to turn my chair around, and the back of thigh strengthener, very important. Do you think about you climbing upstairs, you use your back of thigh. You bend, you use your back of thigh. This helps a lot. So feet hip width apart is very important to strengthen that back of leg. It will need us to be doing a little bit of balance. So you can take the toe off the foot, off the floor, and you know how I teach you to get used to that shifting of balance. So bend your front knee, lift your back heel. See how it feels. And the idea is that we're lifting our foot off the floor, and then we're going to come back down. Okay, So we want to sweep the foot off the floor. We want to bring it down slowly. Get a shift in your weight. We want to bring it up, heel towards bottom. We want to come back down, shift the weight. Good. You might find you don't need to stand behind the chair, and the actual way to do it is to have your outside leg coming up slowly, then slowly down. Now I do a shift of the weight for circulation. Coming up slowly, keep a steady breath. Think about when you're breathing in, think about when you're breathing out. I'm going to do one more. Lovely. So we should be able to feel it on the back of the thigh. We're then going to come into some knee bends. Then after that, we'll do our back of arms. Feet are going to come hip width apart. Knees don't want to go over toes. You want to drive the hips back and the chest wants to lift. We're going to go for 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 up. The most functional movements you can do is your knee bends. So something is called a compound movement. It works every single muscles in your body. So think about why you do your knee bends. It's getting up seated to standing more easier, more steady on the feet. Everything we bend to do, laundry, cooking, getting in car. There are so many things that we use this bend for. We're going to do for another 2. Good work. And another 1. So I got about 8 out in the go there. Lovely. And taking that march and pedal on the spot again. Good work. All right. So now for the back of the legs, for those calf muscles, we're going to take that step back. We're going to bring it back in. So ball of foot goes down and then we push back off that ball of foot in. Good. Getting used to that bend back. You might want to bend the back knee a little bit more now. You might want to lift that back heel off the floor as long as the knee doesn't go over the toe. Keep the steady breath. Keep your self-control. Lovely. And then we're going to come back into that pedal on the spot. Lovely. And we're going to come into our side steps because we're still quite warm, yeah? So into the side steps over and side steps back. And you might not even need to be behind that chair. You might just be fine with doing a side step to the outside. Then we might add in a little push as we come over and when I come back. So lifting up that leg. It's all that ability to step over. We're going to do another one. One more. And we're coming over and we're coming back. Good. And then we're into that pedal on the spot. We're holding on. And we're going to repeat our back of legs. 3 on each. Feet are hip width apart. If you're feeling a bit tired, you might want to have a sit down. You might want to do some leg presses instead. All right, so you might want to do those leg presses instead of this, but I'm going to do 3 more of back of thigh. All right, so here we go. So sweeping up, 1, 2, 3, coming back down, circulation, back up, heel comes towards bottom, come back slowly under control. This move here, could say it's adapted for the 1 leg balance, but it's actually in a strength and balance book, which is the second up from RSW. Keeping your breathing steady, holding on if you need to. Good. And then we've got 1 more to do. Holding on. Getting your feet wide. Good. It's very important to keep moving. So outside leg is going to come forward, small bend, come back. Now see if you can dig in with your heels as you come forward. So try and get stuck in that mud. Good. We've got 1 more to go. Lovely. And then we're going to change over to the other side if we need that chair. So over to the other side. Here we go. Coming out, coming back. 3. I'm just changing so you can see. 3, 2, and 1. And short pedal on the spot. Good. Lovely. So moving those feet. Nice. So we've got our triceps now. So back of the arms, nice and important. So taking the band across the body, hands coming close to the side, feet going a little bit wider. We're going to push down, take that pull, come back up. Keep the toes wiggling. Pull down. For that exhale, come back up. Good. And last one. Change it over side. So I reckon 2 lots you can do there. Hands coming together into that pull. Elbows into the side. Take that breath out as you come back down. Good. And last one. Taking that short pedal on the spot. Good work. So let's come into seated. So let's take yourself round to the front of the chair. Take the legs to the back of the chair. Come down into seated. That was terrible, wasn't it? Legs pedaling out, legs to back of chair. Making sure those legs don't come in. Walking forwards. Good. Outer thigh strengtheners. Folding the band. Feet together. Don't let the ankles roll out. Fold it, secure it. Hold out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Going again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. I reckon you can get another 8 in there, to be honest, but I'm going to just do one more. Take a short pedal on the spot. And I'm going to do our rows. So let's talk about the back of the arms, rowing for the back, but also when your accessory muscles in your neck, you've got to keep all those muscles really strong, okay? Especially with COPD, lung condition, these muscles get weak. It's normal. Heart failure as well, muscles get weak. Enlarged heart muscles get weak here. So we're going to do a single row at a time. You want the band underneath the feet, and you want to hold on to one side. You want about an equal width on each, okay? So you're going to hold on to one side, and I want you to pull back. So with the elbow, we're going to come back, and we're going to come forwards. Going back and forwards. We're going to do about 8 on each side, working that back of the shoulder. We're going to go on the other side. Remember that exhale. Remember that breath in. Lovely. Taking a short pedal on the spot. We're going to start to cool down. Taking those wrists rotating. So today we did some back of leg strengtheners. And I always say to judge them before you do them. So have maybe get a gap between your feet. Do a few lifts on the calves and see how you feel before you do them. You can always do those leg strengtheners with the band. Lifting up with the shoulders and dropping back down. Lovely. Taking a pedal of the feet. And we're going to come into our stretches. So you want to feel like you're cooling down, comfortably tired. We're going to come with the heel forwards, toe up to ceiling, lifting up from the waist into that calf stretch. Breathing into that stretch and changing over. Oh, it's a bit of weight shifting challenge today, wasn't it? So what have I got on for today? Well, my colleague's taken off over the Royal Engineers, so I'll take over her Friday Rochester class, doing that hinge forwards at the hips. And then I think today I'm just going to make sure I'm prepared tomorrow, because tomorrow we've got a Dr. Shum, S-H-U-M, attending United Services. So he's one of the big doctors. He's going to come and watch our sessions. Oh my God. So best behaviour tomorrow, please. I know you are always. Bit nervous, but we'll just do what we do, won't we? Shoulders back and down. And I'm going to come back into my standing, heels back, taking a pedal, and thank you very much. Have a good day.